When we hear of Mesoamerica, we often tend to think of cultures such as the Mayans and the Aztec cultures that inhabited the region itself. The Mayans, though, have been around since roughly 2600 BC, rising to prominence as an empire around 1st century AD. The Aztecs existed during the post-classic period, from 1300 to 1521 AD. What we often don't hear about, though, are the OLMECS, a civilization that is often claimed to be a precursor to Mayans that mysteriously disappeared. But before the OLMECS, who inhabited this region? Deep down in the dark depths of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula lies an ancient prehistoric underwater ochre mine known as La Mina that has been lost to history, forgotten for over 10,000 years. Hidden beneath the water lies this incredible time capsule that not only holds the secrets of working life in the Ice Age, but insight into this lifestyle for ancient Mesoamericans. For years, anthropologists, historians, and archaeologists have wondered what life was like for humans in Central America before the Mayans and even the Olmec. This recent discovery of this underwater mine may just very well hold the answer to this question. In 2017, intrepid divers Fred DeVos and Sam Meacham of the Quintana Roo Aquifer System Research Center were exploring the floor of the Yucatan Peninsula when they came across a small, peculiar opening that they had not seen before. Once they squeezed through, they were in absolute awe at the sight they beheld. Huge stalactites and stalagmites that covered the floor and ceiling, which stretched far beyond what the eye can see. Aside from this specific cave, scientists believe there to be around roughly 2,000 kilometers of cave systems to explore in the peninsula, which shows that the Mayans and those that came before the Mayans must have had a great understanding of the geological resources available in the area. Two other sites in the nearby vicinity, Camilo Mina and Monkey Dust, show similar mining evidence to this newer site, suggesting that ancient miners used these areas as a precious resource. It could also be a combination with the fact that these caves may have also provided shelter, as the harsh weather of the Ice Age made it very difficult to survive. During the Ice Age, the water levels were much lower than they are now. During the time of the Mayans, they were able to explore and excavate deep into the ground all throughout the Yucatan, finding the rich and red ochre which has been used for religious ceremonies, body painting, medicine, and many other purposes for centuries. Littering the floor of this ancient mine are broken rocks, hearths that once held blazing fires, and what seemed to be prehistoric tools made from broken stalactites. Boulders were placed on the floor that were far too heavy for one person to carry, and pathways were made deep into the tunnels, leading to areas with overwhelming evidence that tons of ochre had been removed from the cave by humans that history had long forgotten. After nearly 600 hours of diving, the divers had found over 350 pits used for extracting red ochre. But not only did these researchers find evidence of mining, but also of elephants, saber-toothed cats, and over 10 human skeletons, all which have been found in this cave system. Most notoriously, a near-complete skeleton of a 15-year-old girl named NAIA has been discovered in a cave near the underwater La Mina site, which has been estimated to be between 12 to 13,000 years old, making it the oldest human skeleton found in the Americas. These discoveries suggest that the Yucatan Peninsula was once a thriving location for prehistoric Paleo-Indians. To get a better understanding of what they had found, the team created 3D models of the entire cave using photoimagery using a 360-degree camera that allowed artists to model the area for those who were not able to physically be at the location themselves. Using this information, they could get a more detailed look at the area and could ask the divers to return to specific places to gather more samples. Scientists were overwhelmed by the scale of the discovery, particularly as these courageous early humans ventured so deep within these once water-free caves with no natural light. This shows us just how precious ochre was to these ancient civilizations. The remains of wood in these caves had a high resin factor, which meant that the wood used to light up the cave systems was able to burn much longer than other types of wood. Archaeologist and diver Fred DeVos, who was one of the lead divers in this discovery, said that the cave's landscape has been noticeably altered, which leads us to believe that prehistoric humans extracted tons of ochre from it, maybe having to light fire pits to illuminate the space. We're are often led to believe that prehistoric humans were not as intelligent as modern humans, but these recent discoveries shed light on the true intelligence and survival skills our ancestors had. Unlike many today, they had an innate understanding of their natural world and how to best survive in it, and risk their lives to find precious ochre for their respective tribes. Imagine a flickering light in the middle of deep darkness, says team member James Chatters from Applied Paleoscience in Washington State. That at once illuminates the red-stained hands of the miners as they strike the ground with hammers made out of stalagmites, while it lights the way for those who carry the ochre through the tunnels until they reach sunlight and the forest floor. During the Ice Age, the water levels were much lower than they are now. Paleo-Indians were able to explore and excavate deep into the ground, finding the rich and red ochre which has been used for religious ceremonies, body painting, medicine, and other things for centuries. Anthropologists and archaeologists who have studied this period of history have found evidence that ochre has been used in cave paintings and suggest that the early prehistoric people were attaching magical, spiritual, and religious properties to the material, and would even hold it as such importance that they would sprinkle ochre sediment over the dead. There's even been evidence pointing to these ancient people even staining the bones of the dead to signify a return to the earth. Warriors have used ochre to stain their weapons and to paint their skin before battle. It may also have even been used to dye clothes, and there is evidence to suggest that it's been used as an insecticide, medicine, and as some kind of sunscreen. Some scientists have also found evidence to suggest that ochre was used to tan animal hides with the intention of making them somewhat waterproof. With so many uses and having had such cultural significance, it's clear to see why the Paleo-Indians delved so deep into the darkness of these caves for such a precious substance. Even today, tribes in Africa use red ochre for ceremonial and decorative purposes. For some reason though, mining activity stopped around 10,000 years ago. Although we don't know quite why, some say that the halt may have been possibly because the miners moved on to caves that had better or more abundant resources. And then, all of a sudden, the end of the Ice Age was upon them. The sea levels rose and these treasured remains were lost for millennia. There may be many more forgotten artifacts and relics, and not just in this location, but several all across the deep waters of the Yucatán Peninsula. Only time will tell if more of these treasures from the past will turn up, and soon potentially reveal the answers to ancient mysteries that are yet to be discovered. If you enjoyed today's episode of Amateur Archaeology, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to smash the absolute crap out of the bell button so you can get notifications on our latest videos and our ancient coin giveaway that we're going to start doing once we hit 5,000 subscribers. Please also share this so we can hit that benchmark even faster. But in the meantime, we'll see you next time, only on Amateur Archaeology.